Hey 8th graders, it's Miss Crawford, and I just want to explain to you guys the next 4 weeks of STEAM Wednesday for you guys. So this, obviously today is January 6th. You guys will be doing this assignment January 6th, January 13th, January 20th, and then January 27th will be the last day. This is going to be due on January 28th. So what you guys will basically see is that there's 4 parts, and there's 4 different Wednesdays that you are working on this. Okay, on your guys' remote days, you're supposed to set aside like a 50-minute block roughly for each of your classes. With that being said, you guys should have extra time after you finish the part that's assigned that day. You're more than welcome to work on missing work in that extra time, or you guys can move on and kind of work ahead and get this done ahead of time. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, so again, there's 4 parts. This will be the same video for this whole assignment. I'll hold up a little board so you guys kind of know when you're ready to go back in and work again where you need to go in the video. So with that being said, I'm going to show you guys just really quick how to use the snipping tool, and then we'll go ahead and get into the parts. So those of you guys who have something other than a Chromebook, you guys should have a snipping tool available in your Windows. If you guys click down below on the little Windows box, you should be able to type in the bottom of your computer and type in snipping tool. Okay, it looks like this. It's got this little red circle and some scissors. Okay, and it's really easy to use. You guys just select, you hit new, and you select what you want to take a picture of. Maybe I just want that title. I'd click and drag, and now I can copy and paste that. Okay, if you are using a Chromebook though, there's a secret way to do this. That's just as easy as a snipping tool. So if you want to take a whole screenshot, you guys can hold the control key down and then click this little key up here on the top row of your keyboard that has the little rectangle with the 2 vertical lines on the right hand side. Okay, so again, hold the control and then hit that and then release both of those keys, and you should be able to take a screenshot that you can save and or copy and paste. An even better trick is to be able to select just a certain part of your screen that you want. If you hold down Control and Shift at the same time and then hit the little screenshot button, you guys can click and drag and select just the part of that screen that you guys want, and then it'll appear in the right-hand side of your screen, and you guys can copy and paste that. So you guys will need to do that throughout this assignment. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the assignment by part. So your guys' very first one will be part 1. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys part 1. So for all of these, you're going to be using the intro. Okay. So first thing you guys kind of want to do is just explore what you have to use as materials. So we can kind of look over here. You guys can scroll through. There's a lot of different things you can use to make electrical circuits. Okay, some things you need obviously is to be able to see the current, and you guys also need these 2 tools to read the volt and the current. Okay, all your batteries are over here as well. Okay, let's just go ahead and take a look at part 1 though. So for part 1, pretty easy. You have 3 questions to answer, and you guys just have a simple YouTube video. Okay, so this YouTube video is also on the assignment, or you can right click it and open link. Watch that short video and then answer these 3 questions. What is voltage, what is current, and what is resistance? Once you guys are done with that, you're really done with this Wednesday STEAM activity. Again, you guys will have extra time. You can either work on missing work for this class for what we've done so far, which isn't a lot as this is our first week. Or you guys can go ahead and start working on the next 3 parts, as this is going to be your STEAM Wednesday for 4 weeks. So why not get it done and have some free time on Wednesdays or some makeup work time? Okay, that being said, let's go ahead and move on to part 2. Okay, for part 2, that's where you guys are going to actually be using the pHet link. Part 2 also will not take you very long. Okay, so for this one, you guys are going to be completing a series circuits and using switches. Pretty self-explanatory. Again, you'll be in the intro in this. Kind of take a couple minutes to explore. So it says on the left, you have the raw materials to create a circuit. So explore those. Your first task is this underlined task right here. So build a simple series circuit that consists of 6 pieces of wire, 1 light bulb, and 1 battery. So you guys will go into your pHet simulation, you'll drag out your 6 pieces of wire, And I'm not going to show you guys how to do this because I want you to kind of figure out how to build a circuit on your own. So there's 6 pieces of wire. You also need a battery. So go find your battery. Okay, and a light bulb, I believe, are your materials that you need, just to double check. Yes, okay. And then you guys will also need to look at how to build this. So you guys see the little red circles on the end of each of those. Those are places where you connect to another wire. So once those 2 red circles overlap, you've actually connected those 2 wires. You guys can also change how long your wires are and kind of manipulate their bend in those wires. So go ahead, connect those 6 wires, the battery and the light bulb, and see if you guys can get a circuit running through that. Okay, once you've done that, I want you guys to screenshot a picture of it and insert it right here. Okay, what do you think the moving dots represent? So if you're really not sure, there's 2 places you can find this answer. You have a hint in question 5, so read through question 5. Okay, if you're still struggling to find it, go to your pHet and look at the keys. You guys have information here that shows you guys what the blue dots represent. Okay, and then when you turn the switch to the on position, you have a closed circuit. This is the same as anytime you guys go into a room and you turn on a light switch. You're actually closing a circuit. Okay, it seems kind of counterintuitive, but when you turn a light switch on, you're closing a circuit and you're allowing electricity to run. Okay, when you flip it off, you're opening that circuit. Basically, you're breaking the circuit, you're opening it. And that's why, like, when you go into a room and you shut off the light, okay, there's no longer electricity running because you have split up that circuit by flipping the switch off. Okay, once you guys have your current built, you guys will need these 2 tools to get some measurements. So you'll use a voltmeter. It's going to measure the voltage. And then you guys, so I'll show you how that kind of works. So once you build your circuit, you guys will match this up. So you kind of have this orangish red side will point to the orange red side of the battery, and then black to black for the battery. And you guys will get a voltage out of that. Okay. The other thing is an ammeter. So that's going to tell us our current. So once you have your circuit built, you guys can drag that out and you'll put the little crosshairs over the wire. Obviously right now we don't have any current running at all because I haven't built a circuit. So you guys can see my current is 0. So once you guys get that circuit built, then you guys will see different numbers here, mainly on your current. Okay, so record what your voltage is and what your current is. Now you guys are going to remove one wire and add a switch. Your switch should look just like this picture here. It is right now open, so there would be no current going. It would be like turning a light switch off. Okay, what happened after you inserted the switch, and then is this closed or open? Now click on the switch to connect it. So if you guys are looking at that switch, you guys can click it to connect it. Okay, all right, so that's part 2 for today. If you guys finish that, again, you guys have the option to either move on and use some of this time that you have left over to move on to part 3. Part 3 and 4 are probably the longest parts, but they are also some of the more fun parts. So you can either move on to part 3 or you can spend the rest of your time today working on any missing work you might have. That being said, let's move on to part 3. All right. So part 3, like I had mentioned, is one of your longer parts, but I also think it's one of the more fun parts. Okay, so you're looking at circuits and resistance in this part. So you're going to be building circuits, but we're going to add things that resist. Okay, so it slows our current down. You guys will get to see what a current looks like without any resistance, without anything slowing it down, and then you guys will be able to add things to it that will slow your current down a little bit, and you guys can see what that looks like. So what you're going to do is build pathways that look like these pictures. Okay, obviously this is not a complete circuit. It's open. Nothing's gonna happen, okay, because these 2 red ends in the wire are not connected. Okay, I'll kind of show you this first one, what it'll look like. But keep in mind that you guys will not build it exactly like the picture because you're going to need to actually finish building it by connecting those 2 red wires. Okay, again, I didn't want to ruin the surprise by showing you guys what it looks like in the picture. So you'll just need to click and drag and connect those. Okay, so that's really what you should be building with this first picture. Okay, obviously there is no battery, so nothing's happening. So what happened? Nothing. Okay, voltage, I can drag my little voltmeter out there. There's not really a battery to put it on, so I'm just gonna stick this on there. Notice a big fat 0 volts because I have no battery. And then I can look at the current, and again, no electricity running through that, therefore no current. So I would basically say voltage, none, current, none. Is this open or closed? You guys should have closed it. Okay, so those red dots should be connected, so you guys would say closed. Okay, now you're gonna do the exact same thing. You guys are gonna build this exactly as you see it, but with a battery. Okay, you guys, and again, I'm not going to show this to you because I want it to be your little surprise you get to see, is now go ahead and connect your battery directly to this wire. That's what I'm intending you guys to build when I show you this picture. So complete it with the battery. What happened? Okay, get a reading on your voltage, a reading on your current, and then this should be a closed circuit when you guys are done with it. Okay, now add an eraser, so you guys can lengthen this wire here, add an eraser to it, and kind of compare. Tell me what happened in comparison to these two. Okay, now you guys will, instead of using an eraser, can do an object of your choosing. I think a fan favorite is a dollar bill or a dog. Okay, so what would happen if we connected that to a fake dog? Put a picture of what you guys built right here, and then again, tell me what happened, the voltage, the current, and is this an open or closed circuit? Again, all of these answers should be a closed circuit because you should be connecting those two red dots and making sure that if there is electricity that's going to flow, that it can. Okay? Remember, the current is the movement of electrons. It is measured at a rate through which electrons pass a certain point per second, so kind of like measuring speed. The faster the electrons move, the higher the current. Okay, so was there a current for the circuit with the eraser? Explain why. You guys might need to look back at part 1 where you guys watched the video and answered the questions. Okay, was there a current for just the wire? Explain why. Okay, very similar to this, you guys are looking at some different types of resistance. So you guys will have a paper clip that you'll do in one of these. And so instead of the eraser, you do a paper clip, and again, connect those two red circles so you have a closed circuit. Same here, except you guys are using a resistor. Tell me what happened, the voltage and the current. These should both be closed circuits again, because again, you should connect those red dots. Answer those two questions. Okay, and then for this one, you guys are gonna build 3 sets of circuits side by side. So this first table, you guys are changing the number of batteries. Okay, so it would look similar to this. Okay, I'm just gonna do a really quick one here. You'd have your battery, and then you'd have, in your first one, your light bulb, and you guys can connect those. And now you're gonna build the exact same little setup here as you would, except for this one, you're gonna use 2 batteries. Okay, so you would do your 2 batteries just end to end, add your light bulb. I'm not gonna connect this circuit, so I don't wanna show you guys what happens. And then for the last one, you would do the exact same thing, but use 3 batteries end to end. And then you guys would snip each 3 of those. If you're using a screenshot, you guys can certainly just do 1 picture for all 3 is fine as well. Okay, so enter just 1 picture if you do that, or 3 individual pictures showing the individual setups. Measure the voltage, current, and then tell me whether you think it's dim, medium, or bright light compared to the other 2. Okay. As you guys increase the number of batteries, what happened? As you increase the number of batteries, what happens to the brightness of the bulbs? And then what happened to the voltage as you increase the number of batteries? Okay? Same thing for this table right here, except you guys are changing the number of light bulbs. So you guys can go back and say, all right, I'm going to get rid of down to just 1 battery. I'm going to go ahead and break this circuit, and I'm just going to add another light bulb. Okay? Go ahead and connect your light bulbs and see what happens. This one, you're going to do the same thing. Oh, excuse me, I did too many on that one. I'm going to delete that guy, close that back up. For this second one, you'll do 2 light bulbs. There we go. So you guys would connect those 2 and show me what happens for that. And then the third one would have 3 light bulbs. Okay, so same thing, either individual pictures, or you guys can do 1 big screenshot that shows all 3. Measure your voltage, your current, and then again compare which one's dim, which one's medium, and which one's bright light, and answer the questions. So that is part 3 in a nutshell. Moving on to part 4. I'm almost done, guys. Okay, Part 4 is parallel versus series circuit. So this one's going to be fairly brief. You guys are going to learn a little bit about a parallel circuit versus a series circuit. So a series is where you guys would have like 2 light bulbs on the same circuit, versus parallel, it's almost kind of like this figure 8 where you guys have kind of 2 circuits stacked on top of each other. So you guys can go ahead and build just like this. Again, where you see those 2 little red dots, you'd actually connect those in the simulation. Go ahead and build that series circuit, get a reading for the voltage and the current, and then tell me, is that dim, medium, or bright light? And then now build a parallel circuit. One of these between a series and a parallel is gonna be more efficient than the other. Okay, so that's kind of what you're looking for here. So now build a parallel circuit. You're using the same amount of materials, you're just arranging them differently. Okay, so again, okay, I guess you have a little bit more wire in that one. But either way, you guys could do this with 9 wires as well. So build a parallel just like that. Again, connect the red dots and tell me what happens, what's the voltage, the current, and the medium or bright light. So that's super simple. That's all you guys are doing for part 4. Really, you guys probably could have gotten this done all in one day, give or take. So, and had some free time. So if you guys have finished this before the 28th, go ahead and turn it in. It is due on January 28th, which is a Thursday. Again, you guys have 4 Wednesdays to work on this. Technically 1 part for each of those Wednesdays, but feel free to work ahead and get it done ahead of time. If you have any questions, as always, please send me a message or let me know. We can chat or we can video conference, and I will get you guys squared away. And I hope you all are having a wonderful day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.